Listen, buddy, I'm not going to be around when the Armenians take over the world.
Who the hell wants you?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast. I am Levon Muradian, and this is Lost in Hollywood. And today's special guest is Miss Yelena York. She's a visual artist from Los Angeles, and she just so happens to be Armenian.
Yes.
The Armenian connection just happens.
Armenian blood.
Yeah, the Armenian blood.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. You are actually the official first special guest, here.
Thank you.
We've known each other for a little while, and I haven't seen you for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And I met you through past mutual friends, but when I was trying to come up and try to figure this stuff out behind me, you helped me out a lot. I'll never forget that. You helped me out with my portfolio. Remember, we'd go to Aroma Cafe in North Hollywood, and you'd be like, "No, you should do this and do that," and that really kind of helped me shape.
Yeah, because I saw the talent in you, and I also understand that it's so hard to find people who like genuinely want to help you, genuinely want to be there. For me, seeing what you could do and seeing what you already have, it was just pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Well, your work is amazing as well. It's very much so different than everybody else's. Most people are painters or like straight painting or abstractions or whatever. Yours is a little bit more specific and more time consuming than most artwork, right?
Yeah, I think I thought about it because of course every artist who sees my works, they know you have to know how to paint or you have to know how to do portraits and stuff like that to get to the level where I am, and I like that comfort of knowing that it takes me so much time to make a piece. Maybe it's something psychological or, just the idea that you're so committed to something and then, you don't break your promise. So when I start a piece, I know it's going to
You're going to go the whole way.
Yeah, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So
for one piece.
Yeah.
And that's very time consuming because you do a lot of, it's like dot work.
Yeah.
And you create shadows and light with just...
And
pinpoints.
Everything is created from zero. Like, not judging anyone on it because nowadays you say something, everybody takes it wrong. But, yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, but you know how I see so many great artists on Instagram. I don't remember, of course, everyone's names, but so many great artists who draw subjects because I draw subjects too, but they copy from a photograph or they make a composition, photograph it and then copy it, which is amazing still, which is awesome. But for me, that would be a short, right? Got it.
It's not that way to you seems a little bit more easier, right?
Yeah,
than conceptualizing for yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to draw something that already exists. Although, of course, it can be an amazing collection.
Yeah.
People love it. But let's say right now I'm working on the tarot cards, and it's going to be 22 major arcana tarot cards. And the whole deck is 73. But I'm not going to do 17. Just 22 major arcana cards. And each card is like, I don't know, like 20-something inch high.
I've seen them. I've seen you post them. They're very beautiful.
Thank you. And I've only finished 3 within a year.
Ooh.
So imagine... like my grandkids will see the
and
show.
it's funny, especially during this lockdown, whatever the hell this is, coronavirus. I'm sure you've had time to really just lock yourself away.
It's such a bad thing to say, but I started working on High Priestess right in February, I think, something like that. And then I read, like I educate myself so much because, you're gonna create High Priestess. For people who don't know, she's the mother of mothers, she's connected to the astral world the same way she's connected to the 3D real world that we and you are here. And in the back of her, there's like a transparent veil which shows how thin that veil is between the other world
and this one.
But she's centered, and I'm just telling you the meaning of it, not like how all the cards are. And the meaning of High Priestess is she knows her bad and she knows her good. She knows the 3D world and she knows the other world. So she's so centered. Imagine how strong a person has to be to have all that knowledge and be so centered. So when I started drawing it was February, and I swear I told my friend, I'm like, how can you create from zero by imagination a High Priestess when you have meetings, events, all these things happen to your daily life. I swear I was so in that energy of like how can you isolate yourself from the world? And then lockdown happened like after 2 weeks.
I know, it's crazy.
And whole high priestess was created in, you cannot see anyone, you cannot talk to anyone, you cannot do anything. So I keep saying like quarantine was so good for me because I was able to connect to both worlds and then to actually do a shadow work, which means you face your demons and you face like
things that really scare you, or you're kind of, you try not to.
You ignore that you are this person. You ignore that you keep saying this, and then I mean, with no help, with no I know not everybody can do that. Some people need like therapy, or some people need support, friends, stuff like that. But I decided that when quarantine started, I'm just gonna do it alone. So if I have to cry for 3 days, I'll just cry.
I understand. Everybody has their own way to cope about things, right?
Yeah, it's very important, and I wish, nowadays that we just recently, a second ago, talked about it off the camera. People keep saying how, women who have trouble should face their fears, or that, but nobody's actually saying that you can do this alone.
You always need help, right?
Yeah, you don't need excuses. This happened. You don't need, everybody needs help, but not like, you can actually admit that, let's say this habit is a bad habit, and just sit with it. Everybody's saying like, to shut that down, or this is bad, or that is bad, or take that out of your system. Why?
So you made 22 tarot cards: the Fool, the High Priestess, the Magician,
the Death card,
and the Death card.
And now I'm working on the Hangman.
The Hangman.
It's so good.
Is it?
And because he's someone, she, of course, but it is someone that a lot of people like show him as someone who stole money and he's being hanged for, his crime. But, it's not tied all the way, so he can still escape and run. But people think the meaning of a change nowadays, it hasn't changed nowadays. Actually, originally, way before, like we're talking about way before, it means that you're in a place where you need to take in. You need to realize what has happened to you, what is about to happen, if you want to continue on the road you're on, if you want to change anything. And that's why you're in a hanged position, so you can see your whole life from above, your own. Like
so you see yourself.
Yes. So you're hanging yourself from the tree, so you can observe everything that happened, people who don't need to be in your life, or like business decisions, doesn't matter what it is, but you actually see yourself.
So you have to, I think, step out to see.
Just like in a dream. You have to actually see it to say, oh my God, how come I never noticed that? And my hangman is it's a snake on his
neck.
No. So there's one snake that he's hanged from.
Is he on a tree or something?
On a tree, and it's still loose. So just if he does like this, he's gonna fall and then continue his life. But he's the one who made the decision that he still wants to be hanged there. And snake represents, new birth, new life, and beginnings and endings. And underneath his head, because he's hanging, on the grass, it's a different snake. One snake is like white, one snake is black, and that represents your dream world, your conscious mind, the known and the unknown that you have been blocking. So there's a time in life, it happens to everybody. If you're stuck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be negative. It can be like positive. You're in the same place for like years. So your body keeps rejecting the change that has to happen, right? But the energy is building up. And then like boom will happen.
You mean you implode on yourself?
Yeah. Or you see a dream that you just think about it for like a month, and it will start putting seeds into your brain.
That's crazy.
It has to change. It has to happen. So he has two snakes above him and below him. One is representing, to see different perspectives, to admit stuff, to start a new beginning. Or if you're good at where you are, just stay there. And then the below one is basically trust yourself.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So see, it's like characters.
So all these cards, you decided to go with this this concept, like where did the concept of this come from exactly for you?
I have no idea.
You just you're like, you know, you just went like, I want to kind of focus on.
It just happened.
Yeah.
I never I never had like tarot cards. I never had cards. No one in my family ever reads cards. Like no one has to do anything with like any kind of black magic, white magic, spirituality. No one does yoga. I mean, my sister kids do yoga. That's about like where it is. Starts and ends. So I mean, and it just happened. I woke up and I have no memory. I really don't have a memory how it started. But I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do the full card. And then I spent like weeks and weeks reading about it, going not just 300 years or 301 when Christianity started and all this stuff. Because mostly any type of magic and spirituality. I mean, now it's different. You have different types of groups and
right, of course,
people. Everybody believes in something else. But when you go really back, even not 301, you go 300 and before
weren't most people pagans back in the day?
Yeah, and then you have now vegan, and then you have now people who just believe in only the moon.
Right.
Like you can't fight with those people.
No,
they go
of course.
I don't believe. I just believe in my moon.
Yeah.
Like, bye. So when you really do research, it's so many different like religions and so many different ways of people look at that. Just the hanged man. So I just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna do it. Full. And
you started with the full, and it just went to the next card.
I don't go one by next. So I did the full, and then I jumped to number 13, which is the death card. So I noticed every section I pass in my life, that's the card I'm doing.
Oh, so you have to go through something personally for you to get there.
Strange. I changed my whole perspective. I did the full moon. I did number 13, the death card, which is the best card in tarot deck.
Really? Most people say it would not be the death card, right? It's like, oh, the death.
It has nothing to do with the death.
It's the death of certain things, situations in your own life or in your personality. Be you wanted to stop whatever.
So you're just cutting out all the bullshit. You're like, I'm the shit. I mean, come on. Who can like be above death? No one. No. So if you get on that stage, you're like, okay, wow. I managed to get to this level. So I've done that. And now I'm doing the hangman. And strangely enough, I cannot finish that card.
The death card? Why is that?
It has been 5 months I'm working on that card because I'm still in that same stage of mind. I cannot complete that card.
So you think that the stage that you're in right now, you have to pass it so it could be done?
Yeah. I stopped it. I'm doing something else. I actually designed 55 Oracle deck cards. Oracle deck cards are like intuitive cards, and I designed them very smallly like this. So it took me like it was fast to make them.
Yeah, because there's a smaller piece.
Yeah, it's against stippling. It's all done with dots, but it's like more illustrated because you don't want to complicate people, and some people are not into any spirituality or ritual or whatever. Maybe it's just you want to have them, and if you have a question, just throw some oracle cards for yourself. You don't need any knowledge to use those cards.
Really?
Basically, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's how I designed them, and they're not gonna have a book. So if you throw a card and let's say it's a butterfly, it says like I don't know, like transition.
The transition, because you start off as a caterpillar and then you become a butterfly.
So I mean, you can be like elementary and understand what the card is saying.
Yeah, or you could just have your own meaning for it, because everybody can have their own meaning. It has a meaning for someone else.
Going back to what you said, falling out of love, what you're doing. So I stopped on my hangman. I stopped on my whole tarot card.
So you have to focus on something else.
Completely okay with that. It's literally there sitting and it's covered and it's been covered like, for the past 2
months. It has to call you, right?
Yeah.
For you, it's like, what? Is that you?
Yeah.
Right? I got you.
He'll be like, yo.
He's like, hey, come back over here.
You passed another stage.
Yeah, you passed the stage. Now it's time for you to come back and finish me.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. Something like this, right? Let's say somebody would be interested in purchasing. What would something of that nature, that size piece and detail wise, how much would something like that be?
All my pieces are different, and
right.
I don't know. I mean, you follow me pretty much good. So, but I'm not one of those like in the box people who go like, my gallery told me this. I'm such a robot.
But no. you do your own thing.
I know exactly how much
somebody would be willing.
Besides that, I know the effort I put into
the hard work.
Yeah, I'm so surprised when artists tell me, how did you know to sell that for $50,000? I'm like, how can you not know how much to sell your piece? Like, you don't know what you put in your own piece?
Exactly.
If you just did it in a day, it meant nothing. That sell for $100.
Right.
There's no shame in that.
No.
You made a work and you sold it. Doesn't matter if it's $100 or $100,000. I put 6 months of knowledge, 6 months of like 13
time
books,
yeah,
like talking to so many different people, giving my energy away to gain information. And then I'm sitting and creating a piece from zero. If I say that's $250,000, not because it's paint or it's paper, it's because if you have that piece in your house,
you're going to understand what I had to go through to get to
and besides
that.
that death card is gonna cover your whole freaking house.
It's a big ass piece. Yeah, but it's also going to take
by energy.
Yeah,
by being who.
Because that's what you're about, right? You work your personality is all on energy.
Yeah.
That's even how you converse with people who you want to keep in your life and not in your life.
I want people to have good energy in their homes. It matters to me so much. Like I would never purchase art that has been made. I will purchase art that has been created.
Made.
Like if I
made in China.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like and again, people are so like sensitive nowadays. You're not downgrading anyone. You're just talking about a process. You're talking about art. I bought an art piece from my friend. It's just a bra. It's illustrated bra. I love that bra so much, literally.
It is, because to you it means so much.
This girl is that person. She's amazing at what she does. She has that energy, and I know if I frame that bra and hang it, and somebody says like, "Why would you buy a bra?" I know the person that I brought it from.
Right.
But and then you buy some like abstract piece and people think it looks abstract and it's cool, and then you hang it and there's like no freaking energy in it. You don't associate that with
you feel nothing towards it. I get you.
And same thing, people are mistaking so much when they talk about Picasso. Like they only see the physical world, and then they go like, I don't understand why he did that. Picasso was amazing at drawing. So if he did a square and a triangle and a circle, I actually know how to do that. It's very hard. So I will take a portrait of you, which fully like this, 3D. And then I have to go by energy to create forms that matches you.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
It can be three triangles.
And you could just...
a red dot, but it's exactly who you are.
Yes, it doesn't have to be so in-depth.
And people don't know.
Yeah.
People go like, oh my God, if he did that, I can do it too. No, you can't. I don't understand what people say. If he did that, I can do it.
How can you do that? I mean,
can't.
you were you there when whatever he was thinking? Because you have to go off of what someone is thinking at the moment.
And like sometimes maybe a lot of people will, I'm sure a lot of people secretly will understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you say, describe Levon, and a color comes to your head.
Oh, yeah. I get you.
So that's that same feeling. So when you hang someone's art, doesn't matter if it's $2 or $200,000.
It doesn't make a difference.
It's supposed to connect with that theme and warmthness or coldness, whatever it is.
That's crazy,
right?
Yeah.
It's like you're like I remember you're not gonna believe this. I was 10 years old and I was getting my green card in America. They said, do you like Los Angeles? And I just got here, I was like 9.5, 10. And I said, no. They said, why? Imagine I'm a kid. And, this is the interview there. You have to get a green card.
Right.
You have to,
Well,
like,
I could imagine. My parents did the same thing when they got here and the rest of my family.
Imagine
but yeah.
a 10-year-old kid. And this has so much to do with art. And I didn't paint till I was 25. So I had...
Really? I didn't know that. I thought you started at a very young age.
I have no education in art. I don't even like to go to the museum. So that's how bad it is. So they said, hey, you're going to become a citizen of America, whatever. It's step by step. They're interviewing a kid. And they say, do you like Los Angeles? I said, no. They said, why? I said, oh, not for the people. It's because it's gray.
And that's the color you describe.
And an interviewer said, what color is your city? I said, pink.
Oh, is that Armenia or?
Yerevan.
Yes, Yerevan.
And Yerevan is known as the pink city. And I had no idea. You're 10. You don't know that tuf, the stone that we use for our buildings. Tuf is pink, but
throughout Haraparaki, Bani,
in my brain, the city had a color, and that was
pink. And over here, it's gray.
It is gray.
It's like a monotone color. It's not really a color.
Yeah,
it's a base to start,
like
right?
If you say Miami, you're probably gonna think of like turquoise.
I automatically like that neon blue turquoise.
Like very specific color, right? I know. See, when you actually think about it, and you have colors for all of your friends, your parents, like your loved ones, and it's just so strange, but people don't think about it.
Is that like almost like an aura about someone?
Yeah.
People have an aura, right?
If you meet someone who looks like a poop color, you probably don't want to hang out with them. maybe it means something.
I'm sure I've seen plenty of auras like that, especially here in Los Angeles. You meet people like that a lot because they're not genuine. People here are not genuine, and not just here, just in general, you know. But I think it's a place like this where people are all about themselves and their own selfishness and their own ego. It is what it is. It is very sad. And then you see what they have to go through to, in their mind, make it here.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think making is already to be happy.
I agree with you.
Somebody asked me, hold on, like you're so successful. Why do you, I don't know, why do you live here? Or why are you staying now with your parents? Like my brain didn't even cross that.
Well, I understand. See,
you know what I mean? I'm so, I'm happy. And if I'm sad, it's like a normal life thing. If I cry, it's a normal actual life problem. Like,
right.
You know? And you're like, this person actually sits and think for them, it's important what door your house has or what shoes you're wearing. You're like, that is so insane.
I think, we're Armenian, right? Our culture. Yeah. I never, I live with my parents too. I'm leaving very shortly because I'm getting married, but.
Well, that's so sorry to cut you. There was like an Instagram thing, right? It was like a guy, it says, I'm 30 leaving my parents. And then it says, who else is going to cook and clean for me?
Like, but
why would you ever live with roommates if your mom can say, I love you every day?
Every day. But that at the same time, I think people who are not of the Armenian culture or even parts of the Middle East and even parts of Eastern Europe,
not that side.
They're not going to understand. People here won't understand that because like, wait a minute, you're in your 30s and you're still living with your parents? What a loser.
You're like, no.
I'm like, actually, you know how much money I've saved just by being here? But at the same time, the care you're gonna get, and also you give them care too. It just the way
they're happy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want your kid to be like 16 and run off?
No. Or 18, like Americans, like real Americans. Okay, he's 18. Get the hell out of my house.
Yeah, no.
But in a way, that's good.
It's good. You grow up, but you can still have that support that if you want to become someone more mature, if you want to try new things, but you're always welcome to come home.
That's true, but I don't know how that works in like an American household. You come home, they're like, all right, get out of here for like an hour. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with my culture. Before, when I was younger, I'd be like, I don't like being Armenian.
No, you're like.
Now I'm like,
I'd rather fight with my parents than to fight with a roommate who's someone else's kid. I have no connection.
Yeah, just because like, okay, your rent is late now. Now you're in a position of like, well, I didn't have that much money to cover your ass, but. Yeah.
And I think people should support each other, especially in like younger generation. They should not make fun of that.
I agree with you 100%.
If someone is lucky enough to have a mom and dad and parents,
who actually care, mind you, not everybody's mother and parents care.
Some people have horrible households.
Of course.
But if you're like lucky enough to have parents who want to help you, like don't ruin their life. You don't have to live with roommates. Literally, you can just stay with your parents and give them happiness. And
when you're ready to leave, leave. You get married, you find a better whatever. You're moving somewhere. That's up to you. But I've been very. Sometimes you think, but like, damn, it's like, dude, you guys are really like. I know, you're annoying me now. Now I know why people want them to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
I think.
I think our culture, like all that side of the world, is lucky.
In that way, yeah, because you keep your bond with your family as much as you can. Yes, that could be your parents, you could be your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, whatever, your grandmother, grandfather. Because I learned so much from my own grandparents. They're not. I don't have any, all my grandparents have passed away, and I learned so much from them, and I miss them. And you see them, through you and through your parents, and like some of their phrases that they would always say, it always plays in your mind.
Like when you were young, you would ignore it.
Yeah,
when you're older,
but now
you
feel
shit.
it.
Now I
it.
understand what you said. Yeah, me too. I'm like that too. Like recently, I found so many things from my grandma. My two grandmas are alive. My two grandpas are dead. So whatever I know, like kind of information, it would be through them.
Through them, yeah.
And my father's mom, like I kind of pushed her to talk about her dad because they murdered her dad.
In the what? The genocide?
No. This was like he had a very high statue.
And where, in Armenia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they lived. It was not Yerevan. Where they lived. So he was like, he had very high power, but not in a horrible way, like the high power we have now. He was like a genuinely nice person who would just buy everything for people, who would just...
Yeah, he was a man of like for the people, to help people out.
I think 7 people who envied him, who were like Sarkisian probably.
People like that.
Yeah. So they killed him, like cold death.
Cold-blooded?
Yeah, and whole city knew about it. It was a murder.
Where did they do that exactly?
Oh, whatever. We don't want to get
No,
into
no, I know, but they in the street, in his home.
No, they. It was horrible. So they. I think one of them. Yeah, I think it was him. They invited him, or it was his brother, to a birthday.
To some type of event.
They all ate. They all drank. They all had fun, and they murdered him, and then threw him in the. How you call that hole when you get water out?
The well.
Yeah.
They threw him in a well after. That's a crazy story,
dude. And I just find out, and I was just like, so now I see why the energy that I have, it's so high. So it comes genetically.
I see. Oh yeah.
Got it? So the hate when somebody doesn't know me, and this, I don't know why people like hide talking about this, and they're like, nobody hates you. You're like, come on, it's okay to talk about it. But you know, you're just like, just because I have like better curls than you, that's not a reason to hate someone.
Well, that's the thing. People envy other people that they wish they can be.
Yeah, but why instead of becoming like the other people? Like, this is me. I'll tell you, this is me. If I see something beautiful or nice, I see like
that's nice.
$7 million house.
Yeah.
My brain right away goes like this. What should I do more to have a house like this?
Exactly. You inspire yourself to do better. I agree.
Then I would find out what the owners did, and then I'll be like, when you were 30, what kind of business you open? Whatever. See,
these are good questions. Most people don't ask these questions. They'll be like, oh, well, fuck him.
Yeah, he just got that. You're like, why you care what he did? Find out
how you can do it yourself. Yeah. See, people don't. They don't do that.
But how?
How? It's not how.
Nobody asks that.
How?
Like 99.9% of human beings who've met me, gallery owners, anyone, it's so arrogant and rude. They go like, oh, do you have like a husband who's in art business? Is your father in like art business? You're like, it never occurred to you maybe somebody worked their ass off to be where they are?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they hate you more.
Why is that?
Because they go like, how did she manage to get her name out having no connections?
Yeah, well, that's how kind of I did my own thing too. I knew no one. I know. No one. And then it just happened. It just, when people actually see that you actually know what you're doing, they can't say much to you after that.
Yeah, and then they just start hating, and God knows why.
Oh, I know all about those art galleries. I've been to so many of them. I have friends who are artists just like you, and I've gone to these galleries when they're trying to deal with them, and the way they talk to people, it's very pretentious and like arrogant. It's like, bro, it's not that serious. This is art. Okay? I mean, art is wonderful. It shapes your mind and your creativity, but this is fucking art. You're not selling gold to somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And then they show you something that is just like so bad. And they think if they use the words they just read on Google.
Yeah, they're
you're like,
all you art dealers out there, we know what you're about. You're a car salesman.
Just telling me words that you just read like the description of what it means.
Yeah. It's like they're trying to convince you that this piece is, what do you call it?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, this is a piece, all right.
Like, I've been to Miami Art Basel, you know that. First year I started painting.
Right.
It was like, I don't know, this was like 5 years ago.
Right.
I started painting, and the first time I started painting, I went to Art Basel. Sad thing is, 5 years later, is the same shit hanging there.
You see repetitiveness.
I'll see like 3 max in whole Miami. They have 3 different artists that you're like, oh,
this guy's sick, or he or she is sick, or whatever.
Out of 2 million, it's 3.
I've seen it. I've never been there. I don't know what the scene is. I know it's like a big art party, pretty much.
It's really fun. It's really cool. You meet like amazing people. Half of them are fake, but amazing people.
That's in any industry, by the way, guys.
If you're someone like me, let's say if you're gonna be a loner and then just go with one friend,
Uh-huh.
and then just not for fake stuff,
right?
Not for fancy stuff, and then just check all the art and then take it in and then actually talk to the artist who makes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. But if you're just gonna be fake and be like, I'm just gonna fly 5 hours to go to P Diddy's party, like, you can go to P Diddy's party in LA. There's no
and believe me, you're not missing out on much over there, by the way.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I know. I've been to those parties too.
Yes.
They're boring. It's just a way. I mean, it's a great way to go and network with people.
And everybody's on their phones. You can't even network.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It is. People don't know. Like, some people have.
People assume like, oh my god, this. I bet being a celebrity is such a great thing, but it's not. Believe me.
It's the exact same thing being in Starbucks.
Yeah, it's annoying, and these people have no real freedom to do anything. Like they go outside, there's people, either they're judging them, annoying them, or they're getting annoyed.
Yeah, and they can't say one word, like a true word.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
mean,
gonna be judged by zillions of people.
and look at all of the celebrities that are out now. Look at Johnny Depp. They buried that man, and then they're like, oh, by the way, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you're like, you talk shit about Johnny Depp, you ruined his career, all female feminists.
Yeah.
And you're like, for 2 years.
Remember, quote unquote,
Yes.
feminists,
And
not
then
real.
I don't think people even know what feminists
No,
mean.
I don't
have
think.
no idea what
Everybody's what do you call it? They're some type of advocate for something that they don't even know about a lot of the time.
They think if you hate a man, you're feminist. You're like, no, it just means if me and Levon are doing the same job, let us get paid equally.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
mean
fine.
let's ruin Johnny Depp because no one wants to hear his side of the story.
Because
and then
they
the tape was
automatically
out.
assume, oh, it's Johnny Depp. Everybody knows, yeah, he likes to drink. He likes to.
You're like, so does everyone else?
Yeah, just he likes to partake in, smoking some weed or whatever he likes to do.
So does everyone else.
Everybody does something. They do something to cope with. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it was a very.
Is it because
bad
just because it's
case.
Johnny Depp
Yeah.
and then he's just been, oh my God, Johnny Depp's been with every woman and every.
It's horrible because you can't ruin somebody's art, and he did art. You can't ruin somebody's
This
art.
is a man. I think his movies. He even says he doesn't even watch himself, and that's even more crazy. That means he's a true creative
to
person.
get into a character.
Yeah, he gets in the character. He's like, I don't even watch any of the
I like
movies,
him
and
too. Yeah.
I love Johnny Depp. Always have. I don't know about his more kid-friendly stuff now, but like the stuff that was much more serious.
I mean, they get to a point, they're so famous. I mean, it's good. They can do whatever they want.
At that point,
Maybe
yeah.
he only wanted to do the kid movies, and then he never had the chance to do it. Now he's doing it.
Well, did you hear about that story when there was a kid dying of cancer? He dressed up like the Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes. Oh, come on. That's
And prior to the character, he didn't have to do that.
he didn't have to.
He went to the hospital and made a bunch of kids happy because.
And then a woman who wants to get more money sues him. And then after 2 years, a phone call tape comes out. And every woman on the planet goes like this. Oh, we were wrong about it. You're like, really?
You
So
ruined the man first.
Nobody ever said, let's hear the other side of the story. Maybe just like tiny bit.
Yeah, but I think because he wasn't saying anything, automatically the people assume, because in the beginning he didn't say anything. So automatically people assume that he's hiding something.
And then if a woman hits a man every day in a house, nobody complains.
But if it's the other way around, see what happens.
And I think women hate me too. They think I'm like supporting men. No, I am a woman.
No,
I'm a
100%.
Yeah, I'm a straight woman who loves men only. So I am on the women's side. Like you saw Not Got Abused. We would go protest every Friday.
Yeah, so what was you were protesting for
women abuse,
what,
child
on
abuse.
on a porn site, right?
So it's Pornhub, and they own a lot of porn websites.
Yeah.
And they were never checking who's uploading the videos.
So they just let anybody upload whatever they want.
It's okay you watch porn, that's different. You watch porn, whatever, it's porn. But they would let people to upload kids they kidnapped and rape them.
Really?
So sick ass people would pay to watch a 12-year-old boy being raped, and they called it porn. So MasterCard and Visa, after us protesting so much, and other women like connecting with that, this is my point. Like I'm so like on women's side and children's side.
See, that's a real person that it's an actual real issue that you're being an activist.
That's
you're
the real part.
That's a real.
Not because your husband called you a slut and then you sue them.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Yeah, I understand. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So like kids were being like raped, kidnapped. Women were being tricked into
Like prostitution and stuff.
Because when it's a porn, it's two people who are getting paid and you're making a porn. Got it?
Most of the time, yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, whatever the formula is.
Maybe the guy or the girl likes to have sex. That's why they do porn. But in these cases, they would, rape them. They would like strangle them. They would like make them bleed, and they would record the whole bleeding process, and then they would upload. And Pornhub was not checking who is uploading.
They just let it go because it's another video for people to come in because they're making money off of that, right?
Person
and somehow
is like uploading a porn.
I didn't know
cared.
that. That's
Nobody
crazy.
checked. So now it got so up high, and I was thinking like, a couple of women protesting here. What is it gonna do? Whatever. So it did something.
It made a big difference.
Other women got involved and blah 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 blah, and it reached to a level we were on Fox News, and then MasterCard and Visa stopped all the transactions that's gonna go through MasterCard and I think Visa. I'm so sorry, guys, if I'm saying something wrong. Hold on. It's MasterCard and Visa, I think. I will correct.
One day
myself.
we'll have a fact checker on the show, so he could pull up stuff.
Yeah, you know those people like you make a spelling mistake and you spell the word wrong. You're like,
I don't
bye.
give a fuck.
You're like, really?
Yeah.
That was your life concern?
So that worked out. But you know what's funny? You're talking about protesting and activism. You know, all the, because of
So sorry.
the stuff.
Fast check. MasterCard and Visa. Because I posted.
She was right.
Yeah. So no one can upload anymore. It has to go through a process and,
Yeah, it has to be a certain standard.
Porn has to see you're uploading porn, not murder, not abuse, and not rape.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that, for real. Like, that's crazy. But I saw that on your social media, on Instagram. I see that you did that. You also were trying to help out, fundraise for Artsakh with Shavo from System. You Armin, I think, right? And
all the guys were there, I think.
And John.
Serge was there too.
All of those guys, they've always been advocates of, helping Armenian, raising awareness for our, Armenian genocide and stuff like that.
It's a horrible subject. I mean, you can't.
I can't even. I mean, not even the Armenian genocide. What's happening now, and what we had, what the people are going through now still, and losing lands and stuff like those lands. It's just weird how we just went unnoticed for most of the world.
We will go unnoticed because it's all bought out, because it's so important. I mean, I'll probably get killed for saying this on an interview, but the fight is going for the land. It's not going for just the Armenians.
Yeah.
Even if Germans were living there, it would be the same problem.
I think Armenia is stuck between a bunch of fanatic people.
Sacred land.
Why that specific land, you think?
Because
I know the sacred.
Half of the sacred land is in Turkey. And also a lot of Armenians did live on the Turkish territory.
Absolutely.
For years, and nobody was admitting it. So it's the land fight. It's the fight for the land to get that sacred ground back.
Mm-hmm.
And they cannot get the whole Hayastan back, Armenia back, because it's going to start the World War III.
Right.
That's not going to happen. If it happens, then Russia's going to bomb, and then Iran's going to bomb.
And then we're going to be asked out. Yeah. To see all the, who are we?
Football field.
That's funny. We're surrounded by these people.
Yeah.
Well, these countries who have their own agenda. And we just so happen to be just stuck
They don't want to have World War III because the whole world is going to die.
Yeah.
But they're like, we want our sacred land back. We want our, witchy land back, basically.
So, but that's not their land.
Whatever is theirs. And
actually, they hold our land that is ancient Armenia, which is now Turkey. And then what did they do? There was an ancient city there, right, where he flooded it. I think very recently, Erdogan, he flooded that city. Yeah. Like there'll be no proof of that city to be even exist.
I just think it's like brutal and.
It's sick.
It's psychotic to do parade and say we're gonna wipe out all the Armenians.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because so many Armenians are mixed too. Like you can wipe up the whole world. Are you gonna wipe up Russian Armenians and French Armenians?
And there's Turkish Armenians too.
90% of Armenians, and Erdogan is Armenian himself by his grandparents. So you're like, are you gonna wipe up?
The more you know, by the way, guys.
You're like, are you gonna wipe up the whole freaking globe? Like to say that, it's kind of, it's just not educational to make a wrong statement like that. It's different if you say, we're going to fight till the end to get a sacred land back. Then now that's like a war.
Yeah.
But to talk about humans who are mixed with so many different cultures.
Mm-hmm. Because most of these people, people in that area come from technically the same areas. From Armenia to Turkey to even parts of Azerbaijan. Georgia, Russia, Iran.
It's 50-50 everywhere. So I think it was...
if they did a DNA test, like a 23andMe.
I found out that in Turkey, it's illegal to have a DNA test because they block to any person to have in Turkey DNA test, so they would not know that their
original origin. Because guess what? You're probably going to have Armenian blood in you.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, wait a minute. Then if that's the case, why am I raised or brainwashed to hate these people?
So that's my point. So when you think like political side, you're like, okay, you hate us, blah blah blah, whatever, hate us. But you're like, to make a parade and say we're gonna wipe all.
Yeah, that's just sick.
Even if I was like literally Jew or like Asian, I would still be like, dude, that's like sick.
Yeah, but nobody wants to bring it to light here. I mean, I guarantee you, everybody knows about what they've seen and.
They can't.
They can't do anything right now. America will. They have nothing to gain from Armenia to help, but they have plenty to gain from Turkey and Azerbaijan. You know how many gas lines go through, and met the rest of Europe. Because
everybody's like, they go like, why is Biden not helping? Why is Trump not helping? I'm like, I know that everybody knows what's happening inside.
Yeah.
Turkey is so rich and so smart.
Yeah.
That their war started in election time.
Yeah.
So no one could even do it.
During coronavirus, during the election where all this crazy stuff is happening with Trump and Biden and whatever the hell is going on. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think it's very smart, actually.
It's very smart. And I mean, they have been smart. I mean, I think Erdogan said since 1995, we have been raising money to destroy Armenians. 1995 to 2020, it's a long time to raise money.
Oh, yeah. And Armenia has no money.
Has no money, yes.
Yeah. And even though we have all these, we have resources there. We have gold mines there and stuff that we don't even tap into.
Who are not allowed to do anything. So
why?
Our politicians can travel and have villas.
Yeah, he's not. Are you talking about not Nicole? You're talking about like Serge.
About everyone.
I think he has a little something to do with a little bit of everything too. He just I don't know,
because we don't know anyone personally, right?
Yeah.
I mean, none of them are our cousins or best friends.
Oh, absolutely not.
So when somebody protects someone, I'm like, why do you even protect a person we know nothing about?
Right.
It's different to protect your own land. It's different to protect your relatives who live in Armenia.
Mm-hmm.
But to protect politicians that we know nothing about. It's already like dumb.
And you hear these conversations even in your own family, even in my family, in different circles.
Like you're fighting with the air.
Yeah,
you're fighting with something that does not
and
exist.
Everybody has an opinion about a certain politician and stuff. Yeah. They automatically assume they know about politics,
and that talk goes nowhere.
Yeah,
it ends and everybody's
like, I think I don't know, a horse is gonna fly over a rainbow.
Yeah. And then they fight over the horse, and then everybody's like having a tea and going to sleep. So you're like, we could have talked about something like more educational
and more something that'll actually get our brains to move like in the right direction.
So where we are now, I mean, because it's not like I'm putting Armenians down.
No,
we're Armenians.
Listen, I love my culture and I love my people, but
whoever rules Armenia is not changing who we are.
No,
it's in our blood. We can have the amazing person ruling Armenia. We can have the
shittiest.
And it's still you're like, I'm still Armenian. I don't care who's ruling Armenia.
Right.
But the fact that our country is being sold over money, you're like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, no one else has that sacred land besides like Greek people.
Yeah, we're one of the oldest countries or oldest races that still exist.
Yeah. And sacred people.
Read a book, guys.
And just to let's say we have no problem with Turks. Let's say Turks are like amazing people.
You know what? I met a lot of Turkish people. I've been to Turkey many times, and every time I've gone there, they accept you with open arms. The actual people that live there,
politicians.
The people who live there are amazing people. Majority, just like in Armenia, most of them are great. Some of them are crap, but that's in any nation, any culture. It's like that. So
it's everywhere. And I was just like, if Turkey has no problem with us, they live like a zillion miles away from us. They're not even close to us. They have sacred land. We have sacred land. Italians have sacred land.
Of course.
Greek people have sacred land. It ends there. So you're like, to sell one sacred land to another one, it's just not human.
It's not. It's
not human. Let everyone have their own freaking home.
Yeah.
It's not about even a war or destroying a race. It's about everyone should have their home.
I agree. Somebody needs a place to go.
Call home.
And you know what? Speaking about Armenia, I went to Armenia 3 years ago for the first time ever in my life, and I had some of the greatest experiences.
So much fun,
it's very fun. I mean, if you really go, there's nothing really to do there besides you go see the churches and stuff.
Touristic.
I went to I think 20 different churches there.
Yeah,
and I was like, so after this, I think I'm good on church.
Yeah.
Like I need to go. I think I'm good for the rest of my life after this.
It's already registered in your head. You're like.
Yeah, but it was just the people in general were very, very nice. I had a great time. I still have family there. So I have family from Syria. They moved there because of the war. Mm-hmm. So now there's a war there. She's like, Mer bakhta senza. This is our luck. This is what's happening.
It's like a bird changes his home, but and then the same shit happens there. Yeah. So it's like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Happen.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I mean, I one time went to Tatev and we stopped at the Satan's Bridge.
Uh-huh.
And even just to be there alone, like, even if there's no guide to tell you information about it, anything. Like it's insane. It's so scary. The energy.
It's just like bad energy. You feel
not
it?
bad. Like the good.
Oh,
energy.
it's good energy.
Yeah. And it's just so powerful.
Just because it says the devil doesn't mean it's bad.
No, it's just called the devil's bridge, Satan's bridge. But it's the whole thing. And then you go to Tatev, which is again one of the oldest like places, not
in the world,
in
yeah,
the history of living, and you just stand there, and then everything is like destroyed because it's so old, and you're just like, oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Like you right away go like, I bet whatever I think of, it's gonna happen because that's how strong it's the magnetic energy.
I get it. I went to Horvirup. Mm-hmm. So you went to Gregory the Illuminator. Mm-hmm. You go into that little pathway. Mm-hmm. You're just standing there. You just get a chill on your back. And then, it's wet there because it's underground. Yeah. So I got to take off a piece. It's at home right now. Like that little piece, that's a memory of that place. And over right behind it, you can see Ararat and Mosis. And
charge it. You were asking me today, what does charging mean? So that stone, don't tell anyone where you hide it so they would not steal it and destroy. But charge it. So when it's new moon, I think on the 14th it's eclipse again, something like that. Google it. But when it's new moon, just like have that stone with you. And then when it's waxing moon, it's turning into full moon. Just have that moon with you, and then every night just like charge it with your intentions. So
charge it. So would you have it in your hands?
You can hold it. It doesn't matter. I mean, people put like rules. I don't think there's rules for anyone's like own energy.
It's as long as it's in the vicinity
of you.
Feel
comfortable. If you have like, if your mom has like an altar, or she has like a place where she lights khunk or whatever.
Yeah, which is incense, by the way.
Incense, yeah. Frankincense.
Yeah.
So, just like ask your mom, be like, can we have this stone? And then just like, light frankincense next to it, just charge it. And then on the full moon, just place that stone under the full moon light, and it's going to charge it.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, so you're gonna have you can keep the same energy that you
had when I went there.
Down there. So it's like feeding. It's like it's like planting a rose seed, and then you're gonna water it so to grow. You're not gonna just sit and be like, why is it not a rose?
Yeah, it's like, how come it didn't happen? Yeah.
So same thing. The stone, like it's sleeping now. So when you charge it, and then you have the full moon to like get all the energy into the stone, it's gonna start breathing again, and then just do that.
I'm gonna try that. And I'm going to let you know.
Don't tell anyone where you keep it. We don't want anyone stealing it.
You can't find it, by the way. Yeah. I guard it with my life.
Yeah. I have stuff like that too. They're like, you had something like this. I'm like, yeah, you will never know what it is.
Yeah. So what's something that you're, working on now? Like, what's a new project that you're doing?
I'm doing the pins. But I don't know if the video can show. We can add like on Instagram after.
Let me see it.
Yeah, and this is a gift for Levon. Actually, it has been charged.
I actually have a gift for you too. So yeah, that's why it's over there. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm so excited now. I have to leave this open so you see the name on it. Oh my God!
So this is one of my work. I always wanted to give you one, and just as a thank you for helping me out along the lines.
You have to sign it.
I will at the end. At the end, we will do a signing.
Thank you. I'm gonna kiss you, hug you after, so people don't go like, it's coronavirus. Why did you guys have contact?
I coughed all over that, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
Like,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
I hope you'll enjoy it.
I love it.
It has all my energy in that for sure.
Yes, I know.
You can tell by the.
Are you serious? You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
And so these are evil eyes. I know evil eye is very trendy now.
Okay, so this pin is the evil eye pin. This is a pin that you could just put on your shirt or anything that you want.
Anything on jackets or like on your anywhere.
And this is going to be for sale.
That's going to be for sale soon. It's going to come in a very nice, like a gift box.
Like a nice presentation?
Yes. It's going to be really pretty. It's not just going to be like a panty where you buy with a little bag.
And these are going to be limited edition pieces from your own art. This is her artwork.
Yeah,
so
that's my artwork. I was thinking to do limited 1,000, but let's get the whole first edition and then see how it goes.
Okay.
To see how people are going to respond to it, because I've never done something like this.
Yeah, and this is going to be probably one of her more obtainable pieces, I would say, that because her work is not cheap in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just to have a piece from her is a big thing. And where can they find this stuff exactly? And when is it available?
So I'm thinking it's going to be 2 designs right away being available for sale. One is going to be like pomegranate, of course. Mm-hmm.
Which she'll send a picture and we'll put it up here somewhere. You know what I mean? So people could actually see the detail.
I just wanted to make something that it's going to be like meaningful and it's going to be charged with my own energy. You know, it's not just going to be something you just order on Target.
I got you. And she's not just doing this just to sell it, just to, you know.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful because I don't want any, this is me. It's not like I don't like when people say, oh, you believe in it, that's why it happens. No, sometimes you do need like an extra energy of help, extra protection of help.
A little sprinkle of...
Yeah, because if something is charged and you actually believe in, you know, if I'm just going to have Yelena's evil eye, you know, on my jean jacket, always pinned, or with me when I'm traveling, maybe you are amazing and you have a strong energy, nothing ever bad happens to you, but not for the bad. It's going to give you like a bit of charged energy.
Just that little extra kick to help you out.
You know, you see a bad waiter who has negative energy, who's trying to like...
Well, we're not going to see any waiters yet.
Yeah, you know what I mean. In the airport and someone is like being an asshole. So, you know, it's just, I am going to specifically charge it for specific ways. So it's going to keep you away from like negative energy, like, you know.
And maybe even, what do you call it? It'll help you, inspire you too to do something too, right? Like,
it's gonna protect your mind to be clear and, you know, to have kind of a soft energy to like calm you down even if something happens. Because a lot of people don't have like education about stones. They think, you know, oh my God, I just went and bought 300 stones and am I going to be rich tomorrow? You're like, huh? Yeah, you know, like crystals. You're like,
oh, I see. Like they're not educated in like mystical type stuff.
People think like, oh, let me go buy a rose quartz and I'm going to find love tomorrow, get married. You're like, no, honey, that's not how it works. Like, and then other people go like, oh, that's such a lie. I bought 100 rose quartz and I still have no love in my life. You're like, amazing how people actually like. So I thought crazy. Instead of people trying to figure out or having knowledge in it, then I'll just charge all of
them with your...
All of them with
this is charged with good energy, by the way.
You don't have to even think on how to do it, or full moon or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but that rock, that I need to charge it.
Yeah. And same thing with my pomegranate. A lot of people don't know, it actually still serves you as an evil eye charm because it protects you from harm. And in Armenian culture, so when you get married, you have to...
throw the pomegranate and you'll know how many children or whatever.
And it's gonna just have like, you're gonna have like a happy, loving new marriage. It's basically for the new marriage, for the new home, and to bear children, people who want to have children. And you know, for some pomegranate is gonna serve more like family amulet.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
While this is gonna be, evil eye is gonna be
more
like,
personal.
Yeah, just take it with you. Don't show anyone. Even
you could even put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I actually do that a lot. I'll just have one in my
What's
car.
another thing they used to tell you to put a piece of garlic in your pocket?
Oh, I mean, garlic is 100% true. I'm not kidding. I mean, I was like 3 years old. I knew that stuff.
Yeah, so my mom still tries to. She's like, listen, if you're gonna go, let's say whatever, you're gonna see someone that
and they have bad energy. Yeah.
Who are low key, they hate on you. They might smile on your face, but they'll hate on you. But yes,
just have one garlic with you. And I mean, there's so many like ritual ways to protect yourself.
I've seen. Which one is the one when they put the metal thing? They drop the over your top. It's like a. Like,
I haven't seen it.
So it's like they melt this metal over a pot of boiling water and they throw it in there, and it's crazy. So what happens is, and the metal that you throw in there, it becomes into shapes.
Oh, I know, but I've never.
I've seen it happen. I was like, it's like, oh, so I saw like like the metal piece turn into a tongue. That means somebody's talking about you. And there's a snake. There's
the lie. I think people who speak lies and they're worse than someone just secretly hating on you.
Absolutely, those are habitual liars that you need to just stay away from. They lie for just no reason whatsoever. They're lying.
They just exist, though. I mean,
I know.
I'm never mad at those people because I'm like, it's so sad. You just exist.
Like you're delusional. You're thinking. You're like in his own mind. He thinks like.
Yeah, they have answers and questions. Yeah. You're like, okay, bye.
That sounds like. I feel like that's more of a character flaw than like a character problem. Because I feel like they never were accepted for who they were, so they have to go to that step to be whatever the hell they want.
I honestly, another thing that people don't talk about is the truth. I mean, it's okay not to be accepted. So what?
No, that's what makes everybody so unique.
I was never the girl who had like a gang of girls with her in school. Like, I mean,
I never had that amount of friends. I usually had one or two.
But the funny thing is, I never cared.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Like, I don't remember one time in my life where I sit and think, oh, I don't fit in here. Like, that didn't even cross my mind.
Right.
I mean, because I was trying to find my own stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody actually says, oh my God, I have a childhood trauma, I've never fit anywhere. So that person was bored enough to actually sit and think about all the things that happened in 6th grade. You're like, really?
I remember some of the things that happened.
Too,
but I never sat when I was 6 and be like, yeah, you know.
Let me have like 3 days of thinking about this.
Yeah, I was like, well, it was over with. See, now kids are different. Now they're even more sensitive. Back then, you would get, you would get into a fight, you would get into a verbal argument, maybe even get into. It ended, and that built your character.
I have so many traumas, but I never
same.
say in a sentence where I have so many
problems.
Traumas.
Yeah.
Like, I always say I have so many traumas and I knew all of them. I remember all of them.
And they help you grow as a person.
And it's so amazing. I never make that mistake. I never talk to a person like that. I never put my foot in somewhere that it's not mine.
Right.
Like, you have to take that as gold.
Yeah, exactly.
If horrible things happen to you when you were young, it should never happen to me, you, or any other child.
Of course.
But it happened to everyone. It happened to everyone.
It happens.
Yeah. When somebody said, I had a perfect childhood, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, don't lie.
That's impossible.
It is. And I always say, I'm like, people go like, well, this never happened to you. That's why you talk like that. I'm like, who said my sorrow was lighter than yours?
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Just because you talk publicly to get attention, it doesn't mean you went through harder stuff than I did.
Yeah, that's another thing that's very upsetting. It's like everybody wants everybody to feel sorry for them. That's
horrible.
I see it all the time.
The sentence, and then they say, I just want people to feel safe to open up. You're like, no, you just made a fool out of yourself.
Exactly. And
I didn't learn anything watching your video.
I feel dumber now.
Yeah, I feel more traumatic now.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can. Where can they find the spiritual charge pin exactly on your website?
Hopefully next month we will already go like online. Maximum 60 days. It will be on my website directly, on my Instagram store directly.
That's Yelena York.
Yeah,
at Yelena York.
Yelena York and YelenaYork.com shop. And also, I already talked to a couple of spiritual stores. Like there's one actually next to Aramo Cafe on Tahanga in Studio City. I talked to them as well, and a couple of stores in Topanga Canyon. So I would probably have them retail stock as well.
Well, they're very beautiful pieces, and hopefully you'll be very successful.
Thank you.
And thank you for the gift again. It's very, very nice. You should see the detail on it. We'll post, as I said before, we'll post some photos and stuff like that on there.
You should have something that makes you feel more comfortable instead of bringing more bad energy. I don't know how to.
We're trying to skip the bad energy. I think this whole year has been been a massive bad energy,
craziness.
Right?
Today I read about that from all the airlines are trying to work on. So every time you travel, you have to do a test.
Oh, I saw that too. That's crazy.
And that's like $1,000 for a family.
Well, people, that's one thing. And then what's the other one? They're going to make you take the vaccine. Sooner or later, you have to take it.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that vaccine just yet.
There's like no freedom. I mean, everyone's just going to be a robot. And sadly, there's so many brainwashed people. Because of them, all the normal ones are going down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It is sad. It's very sad.
That's what life is, man. People are sheep. A lot of people are so sheep. It's retarded.
Like, you can't even have a conversation.
No, because they automatically they attack you. It's like, yeah.
They go like this. America is freedom of speech. What do you have to say? You're like, I hate the color blue, and everybody's like, how
dare you?
You're like, you just told me to.
It's called the First Amendment, guys. It's one of the first, that's the first 10 amendments.
It's so sad. The people who actually like the color blue have to apologize for all the
for liking
and say, I'm so sorry for the comment I made. You're like, why are you sorry?
That sounds like an analogy for everything that's going on. That's just the minuscule thing, by the way. Just the color. So imagine that with people.
And both sides. I ask someone, why do you hate Biden? No answer. Why do you hate Trump?
No answer.
But
the media has told you not to like this person and the other media.
And when you ask them, why do you like them? Again, no answer.
See, I know a bunch of people.
You're like, hold on. You have no answer for both parties?
100%. I know people that voted for Trump. I know people who voted for Biden. And they both, for the people who voted for Biden, they don't know why they voted for him, just because they don't like that man, Trump's face. And then vice versa.
Yes.
They know nothing about the policies. They know nothing about what they actually did in their political
and they
career.
attack you, and they yell at you, and you're like, oh.
They're like, what are you, what so-and-so supporter? I'm like, listen, I'm center. I support no one, left or right. Yeah. But when I see with something that's real, I go with it. And if you actually go on Google, you can search all these policies.
And the
for
funny
both
thing
of them.
is all this stuff are on YouTube.
Yeah.
And people go like, where did you hear that? You're like, YouTube?
Like, yeah, they're like, oh my God, YouTube, that's all fake news. You know what's fake news? Everything on TV is fake, by the way.
And I read the other day, it says, have you guys noticed the person who says it's a conspiracy theory? It's the one living in the conspiracy
theory. Yeah.
That was so true.
Yeah.
You're like, I took a picture of the aliens. Look, I just literally recorded. They're like, you had a filter on. You're like, whatever I said.
You saw that? Did you see that? Did you see that alien ship that Air Force pilot took? It looked like a massive floating house. He took a picture of it. That's the next.
This?
It was a few weeks ago. I'll show you.
Oh, remember all the sheeps and everybody who gets paid by government to lie? They can be like, that was a filter, Instagram filter.
100%. Well, if it's moving,
you're like, but it was next to me. They're like, psychopath, go to the doctor.
Then you're crazy. And then when it happens, they're like, oh, he wasn't crazy.
Yeah. And sadly, nothing changed since like 1950s.
Yeah.
You were like, this happened. They take you to the hospital in 2020. You say, I saw this. They're like, psycho, go away. And then they shadow ban you on social media. You know what shadow ban is, right? What is it?
So shadow banning is you're banned from Instagram without you even knowing. So your posts don't get seen. It's because of what you're posting.
You're right. I posted that says like you know that family who was dressed all in like aliens.
This is fake news. It says and it gives you a link, right? It gives you a link for something else. Like I posted a couple of things on the war that was going in Armenia on my story. Usually on my stories I get like 500-600 views or whatever like that. And when I posted that stuff when it was going on heavy, it was 89 people, 70 people.
So you right away catch.
I'm like, off. And they shadow ban you. If anything that has to do with politics, they shadow ban you from the elections here to the. You know why we got shadow banned? Because Azerbaijan paid a lot of money to the.
Of course, they're so rich. What do you want? I mean, it's sad. It's sad, and to actually know people that we know who exist and breathe, and we know them personally. And you're like, why are you even alive? Like,
right?
You know, it's insane. I was talking to someone, and then so usually if I see a dream, like they happen. So I would see at least like a month before. And that's normal.
So do you remember your dreams like in detail? Mine are on and off. I can't. Sometimes it's very vague. Sometimes it's very vivid.
You can only write down the emotion too. That's good too. If you don't remember, but let's say you saw. So like, let's say people don't know. If you see cockroaches, right? It means success, word. Like a lot of good things gonna come to you. So they remember, wake up and erase the cockroach part. But if you actually put the emotion down and you're like, oh, hold on, but I was not scared of the cockroaches when I saw them. You know, whatever, and then. You actually Google it. It says, success is coming your way. So you're like,
oh wow, okay then.
Like, why did you erase your dream?
Yeah.
So like, there are actually people like, if I would be like, oh my god, like I saw having coffee with Levon, and it's so interesting. 3 days after, he like texted me, he wants me to have interview. The other person is so brainwashed. Right away goes like this. Oh yeah, right. That stuff never happened. You're like, can I just like hang up and I'll shadow ban you from my phone?
Yeah, exactly. It happens.
I did that.
Yeah.
How many people? They have no idea they're blocked. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, you can do that. You restrict them from what they can see and what they,
But I think it's just so sad, and they make you to become brainwashed. So if you have higher senses, if you're educated, and if you know how to use internet, not the internet using you,
you got to go in there. Yeah.
Right away they go like, you're stupid. Bye.
Oh, dude, I've had so many conversations, but you know what? People they don't want to even hear it because I feel like they're afraid of hearing things that might be scary to them. Yeah. But that's life. Life is scary.
I was watching a doctor in Israel. She said, don't get coronavirus tests because the vaccine is so little. They put on a toothpick and then they put it in your brain, with from the nose, they go to the brain, and then they flip it. So it goes into your brain. So they can have iCloud on you.
Or like an RF chip.
Yeah.
I believe that too.
Of course. And then, this was live. And I bet if I send the link to all of my followers on Instagram, probably 1% is going to say, shit, I saw this too. All the other ones going to be like, that's such a lie. And even in the video, the doctor says, coronavirus by Americans says that it comes from your spit, from your tongue. And yes, nostrils are connected to your whole senses. But why are you going to my brain?
Nobody knows.
Nobody ever answered that.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna. I already knew that was
So
gonna
if
do
you
that.
tell someone, you know, like if you feel healthy, there's no need to.
These
take
are
a
all
test.
conspiracy theories,
Yeah,
guys.
conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
If you feel healthy, it's a conspiracy theory. Don't be happy.
Yeah, don't be happy. Don't be smiling. Be sad, and that's what they want to control your
People
emotions.
are healthy. I know people who are super healthy, and they took 4 coronavirus tests. I'm like, did you fly somewhere? No. Did you go somewhere? No. Did you go on events? No. Why the fuck did you take?
There was people who were actually getting the virus at home, just being at home. No, mind you, nobody's coming and going from their home. They got it at home. How did they got it at home? Nobody knows. It's just through the air. It was just let's say your balcony.
They'll be like Amazon package, and then when you Google, our American Health Department says the virus only lives a couple of seconds.
It
so
does.
You're like, how on hell it came from a package?
Yeah. Well, who knows?
I do believe coronavirus, just like you have
No,
flu,
I believe-
you have so many.
It is a flu, yes, but it can be
It's so
dangerous
normal.
for
It's a
people
normal
who
virus.
are already have problems. If you have
course.
problems, if you're older, stay home.
Yeah, they go like this. My uncle died, and he was smoking for 45 years. You're like, really?
And then he
And
died
the
of,
cause of death is COVID?
but he probably died of lung cancer in reality.
No, they go like he was happy and then he died from COVID. You're like, this is a serious question and we all take it seriously.
Yes.
But if you're happy and you're healthy, knocking on the wood, dude, just stay away from all kinds of...
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Stay away from people. If
Protect yourself.
yeah, if that's the case, if you're so scared, stay away from people. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out. Stay home, get depressed, and take antidepressants.
Yeah, just be happy.
Yeah. And yeah, but I think
One of our Armenian doctors, oh my God, today I'm like so slow.
It's
because
okay.
I want you to follow him because he's one of the first people who's...
Who is he?
He's actually, hold on, I'm going to tell you to follow him because he's one of the first people who's taking the vaccine.
Really?
Yep. And he said he's, okay, you guys, I'm so like, this is such an advertisement.
It's okay.
Okay, I hope, Haik, you're not going to hate me. His IG is haig.md. He's a doctor. He's Armenian. He's amazing. And Haik posted on story that he's one of the first people who's going to take the vaccine. And
Hike MD.
yeah, he's going to be very transparent to tell people, you know, if it has side effects, if he has this, if it has that, how it made him feel. You know, because he's a doctor. He's going to know how.
Well, yeah. He's a doctor, physician, UCLA EM resident, and yes.
Shout out to Haik.
Shout out, Hike.
I didn't
One day
mean to
maybe
do it.
you'll come on and we can chit chat.
God. Yes, do invite him. And so I texted him. I was like, you know, please do, because, you know, we joke about it, but we actually, all of us take it seriously. Just like you get a flu, you can die from it. Everything you take it seriously.
Hundreds of thousands of people die every year just
More,
off of the flu.
actually
Well,
more,
just
yeah.
I'm just being
Nice.
I don't know the
Not
exact number.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, because everybody is panicked for good and bad and stupid reasons.
Yes.
None of us have any answers. No one knows what's happening.
It's what do they call it? They call it sensationalism, where they hype it up so bad to
You don't even know what's like
yeah,
happening.
but they want to put the fear in you, and that's all it is.
That's why being an artist, stay home. and
Yes.
paint.
And that's why we started the podcast, and this is in a secret location that nobody will ever find.
You get secret coronavirus.
Yeah. But
It's called alcohol.
yeah, alcohol is a
Kills
secret
germs.
location. Yeah, it does kill germs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why Armenians drink a lot of vodka and whiskeys and all types of things.
Yeah.
They keep their immune system ready to go.
Of course, not to advertise, but the cognac company that I would told you, like she didn't talk about any healing stuff, but and then she said like mix honey with the cognac, and then you know I know all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, and you should have ginger in it, and you should have turmeric in it, and she stopped. She's like, that's one of the best medicines, and you know I was.
You see that, guys?
I was this close to say why people are not telling humans that if you mix a lot of honey and ginger and turmeric.
Well, these are all from the earth.
Yeah,
And
but you're not gonna get drunk from cognac. It's gonna kill the whole cognac, and cognac. Is
have a cognac. Don't not the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Have one or
Have a
two.
medicine, a
Yes,
medicine.
like medicine, like how you would take cough syrup, which
Yeah.
has alcohol in it, by the
Has
way.
alcohol in it, yes. But you know, nobody says that. People are like, I feel I have a bit fever. You like heal yourself for a day.
I agree with you.
Nobody does it.
Nobody does anything. Do you think we should wrap this up?
Yes, we can. I already had so much fun.
Yeah. Well, this has been a great interview. Absolutely. I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you came. I'm
Thank
glad that we could have this
you.
conversation with one another.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll come back again someday soon.
And we can eat in Pasadena because everything is open there.
For now.
For now.
But this is Yelena York. She's an artist again. What was it?
Pointillism and stippling.
Pointillism and
Stippling. I know it's hard.
Check her out on Instagram and all social media. Yelena York. YelenaYork.com for the charge pins.
Yeah,
coming in next month.
There, yeah.
So in January.
People will see once I post.
2021 is a better year for her releases.
Let's
right?
hope, yes. Let's end this in a good note. So whatever has happened, just take it in, let it sit, and then just make a good wish. So next year is better.
Hopefully.
All next years are starting from our birthdays, by the way, not by January 1st.
Say that again?
Your next year is when it's your birthday.
Oh.
So
August.
All of everything that you're preparing for, it's gonna start from.
So I technically have another 7 months before.
It's okay, just leave it.
Yeah.
Just bury it.
I'm still gonna think it's 2021
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how the life works. So every new year is when your birthday
you're the day you are born.
Yes. Not January 1st. Because there's Chinese New Year, Mexican New Year, Mayan New Year, so it's
Yes. That's sick. That's crazy. And we're gonna sign off right now. Yeah, this was fun. And thank you guys for listening, watching, subscribe, like, etc., Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. It'll be on social media somewhere too. We'll have little snippets
Levon
of this.
is amazing.
You heard it from the lady.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, see you later. This is Lost in Hollywood, episode 3. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.
Listen, buddy, I'm not going to be around when the Armenians take over the world.
Who the hell wants you?